All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back tonight. We're playing more Legendinthemist. You okay, Kipser? Just check.
Yeah.
Good?
No, I'm great. Yeah, no, we're fine.
Okay. When's Canadian Thanksgiving again?
It is technically this weekend, so Monday.
Monday. Okay, cool.
Monday's the
Jeremy, do you
holiday.
remember the old days when we used to? I'm not sure if this was. Yeah, okay. When we argued over the origins of Thanksgiving and whether the U.S. did it first or
It was a tradition. I still appreciate it.
Fun. Martin Frobisher.
I remember Frobisher coming up a lot.
We all learned our history because of that conversation.
Pretty fascinating. Pretty fascinating things you learn to win an argument. But just the research you'll do. Nothing motivates me more to do research than to prove somebody else wrong. So is that wrong? That's petty.
Spite is the purest emotion, clearly.
That's just science too. It really is just science. Well said.
But what Canadians do have is that they get to throw in our face all of the yummy food that they eat weeks before we do. So there is that.
And a little bit more distance between spending large amounts of money on holidays.
A couple weeks extra.
Actually doing it in autumn instead of winter.
That's fair.
It's
so wait, autumn is like it's still autumn. I was about to say because I got yelled at for autumn, and I said autumn was the beginning of September. And no, it's the 20th. So when's the winter stuff?
Strong. I was just being a petty dick.
I'm sensitive. Yeah. When does winter start? I'm going to type it in. When
December.
Does no.
Now that I've pulled this is what we do.
The winter solstice. That's what I'm looking for.
It's like that. Yeah.
3 days
December.
ago is not correct. What the fuck, Google? God, you suck so bad. Why are you so bad these days?
Why aren't you using DuckDuckGo? I thought I trained you better than this already.
That's fair. It's muscle memory, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyhow, if you know when winter starts, just drop it in comment really fast. Just get other people to do research for us.
Subscribe.
Someone in chat has got to be able to DuckDuckGo this or Google this or Safari this or whatever.
Where's Ryan when we need him to tell us? These types of things. That feels like Orion information.
Be on it.
Kipser's got big D energy.
That's right. It's a fact.
If it means I get to be petty, yes, I do.
Nice. All right.
Vengeful and petty. Sign me up.
Yeah.
For that big energy.
It's so weird. You're so you're so against like Canadian stereotype of like super friendly, happy, and you're like vindictive and petty. Like, are all Canadians like this, or is it just in like the friendliness?
Did burn the White House down at one point in time, and that did have to come from somewhere.
You are still holding on to that. That's like over 200 years ago at this point. I'm just saying, like, okay,
yeah,
all right. It feels like a long time ago. Feels like a long time ago.
It has the
doesn't mean it wasn't a fun party.
Set the rushing record in high school kind of a thing that's being brought up around a bridge table.
If you like military
at least
history,
we don't lie about never winning or never losing all the wars.
Military history, Canada would do messed up things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we're why the Geneva Convention exists. Yes.
Yeah.
And then,
they're amazing.
Remember our Mountie character in the one game?
If we don't want to be there, we'll get it done and go home as fast as possible. Don't get in our way.
Our old buddy Matt played a Mountie in our Deadlands game. He's just random Canadian mountain, just hanging about.
Just keep it the Canadian accent.
Did we make tokens? We did tokens, and we made a little Mountie. He made a little Mountie token. It was so good. It looked perfect. It was fantastic.
Somehow a Mountie found his way down to the Old West.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, for sure.
Jeff.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
According to the Farmer's Almanac, the first day of winter is Sunday, December 21st, 2025 this year.
That is after Thanksgiving.
Which is after Thanksgiving. So I cannot pull that card out. That's fair.
Okay. There we go. All right. Well, now that we've got that settled, let's play a game. All right. Last time around, we were finishing up our downtime, our resting in Tor Hollow, which is the mining town south of where you live. There were a lot of weird events going on in the mine, some dangerous events. Kick, you earned a lifetime supply of the best materials, so you got favors to call in if you ever want. And you got a lead on Star Metal from one of the people you talked to, some old creators over by Gravel Bay and in the bog. Lloyd, Snaggletooth, you both got some sleep, patched your wounds a little bit here and there. Morgan got herself in trouble because Morgan went night fishing, and whenever Morgan goes night fishing, things go bad. So she went out night fishing in a mountain stream. She heard some large wings like flapping in the air above her. Then her growl. Then she stumbled. She banged her head. Something landed and started looking for her, but fortunately didn't find her, and she lost consciousness. In the morning, you all went looking for her. You found her, and then that's when you basically decided to depart and head back home. Along the way, you met a group of trappers from, at least that's what they called themselves, from Gravel Bay, who were fresh over the mountains, and they named themselves Taffy, Attic, and Cutter. Taffy was the one who did most of the talking. And Taffy had a pet lizard named Vern. Oh, God. And they were kind of suspicious. I feel like it's fair to say that Kick and maybe Morgan were very suspicious. I'm not sure how Lloyd felt. But somehow Snaggletooth seemed to disarm them with his charms and invited them up to Isvig to work on his farm. And they accepted. So you guys started traveling up the next couple of hours. You kind of heard a couple stories here and there about Gravel Bay had a similar incident during First Fall that you heard from other places now, where the constable's home was swallowed up by the bog. And according to them, a couple other buildings as well. They left in all like the kind of the weird chaos. They also had a strange chalice with them at one point. And eventually you made it back to Snaggletooth's farm, where he was flagged down by one of his neighbors. This was like evening time, and your neighbor explained that some kind of pestilence was going through her crops, and they were burning a bunch of them so as not to have them spread to the only good crops they have left. So you decided to head back home. You brought Morgan with you, while Lloyd and Kick, you both went back to Isvig proper, the town. At the farm, we got to meet some of Snaggletooth's family, including his far too big cousin, Jim Bob, or whatever we called him, Jimbo, and his mom. We got to meet Snaggletooth's mom. Snaggletooth. I'm not sure if that's the voice, but that's the voice I'm going to use from now on. Snaggletooth, you're so big. Oh, goodness. You're not eating. What am I going to do with all these bologna sandwiches? See, that's a Seinfeld reference. So I feel like only Seinfeld reference people are going to get that one.
Love it.
Anyhow,
got it.
At the farm, you found out that the pestilence was in your crops as well. But one crop was not infected, and that was that special leaf that you grow for the elves that had like a strange ring of dead insects that was all the way around that Oswald, your crow friend, started eating. Back in Isvig, Kig and Lloyd immediately went and visited Poe, and visited is used very loosely there at his house of two. They just barged right in, broke a chair. He had ripped the floorboards up from his house of two, and his like basically a church. And he unearthed some kind of hidden cache, and he was kind of going through some things by candlelight. He had these tomes, he had these scrolls, etc. Kick was filling them in on everything that went down with Tor Hollow and the stuff that went down with Auntie Eldrin. And then he started to hear some activity outside. And there were cries about sails on the horizon. And you haven't seen a ship for a couple of years, honestly. It's been a couple of years since anyone's bothered to come up the fjord. And so you ran outside, and all of the people with Isvig were starting to crowd around the coast, the docks. And there they saw coming up the fjord this large ship. It had these violet sails, and it had this insignia on it, these interlocking rings that looked exactly like something that Kick had spied on an amulet sitting in one of Poe's unearthed chests. And that is where we left off. We are going to pick up, not there, we're going to pick up back by the insects. As we got I think it's Snaggletooth, Morgan, cousin Jimbo, I believe is there as well. Oswald, obviously. And it is twilight time. It's evening, so you can see the sun going down in the west. And you can see it's getting very, very dark to the point where there's next to no light. So maybe you have lanterns out, you kind of quickly strike a match or whatever it is, and you get your lanterns going. And Snaggletooth, you see Oswald is eating one of these bugs, and as you're like trying to get it out of his mouth, you hear a voice that kind of makes like the hair on the back of your neck. I was going to say that doesn't make sense for Beaverkin. It makes you nervous. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You hear, Beaverkin, we have come to take a leaf. And you look over your shoulder and you see that there are 2 elves that appear to be standing like 10 feet, 15 feet from you. Didn't hear them come up, quiet as can be. You see that in addition to the 2 elves, there are these large elk-looking creatures, pale, almost like bone-colored. Their antlers are coming out of their heads, and you can see there's these autumnal-colored leaves sprouting from them. Their eyes look fairly, fairly pale as well, and they're kind of standing behind these elves and towering over them. These are enormous creatures. The elves themselves are also very tall, much taller than you, thin, narrow, but you can see they have very deep chests, and like their skin is like the kind of got this grayish color to it, and eyes themselves are kind of fixed on you a bit, watching. It doesn't look like they're blinking though. And they have like, one of them has this long straight like blackish hair, and then the other one has like the color of maybe like a dull gold or something like that. Both of them, their ears are tapered back, and they have these long, thin fingers. And they're not the type of elves that we would see in like Lord of the Rings or anything like that. They are a little bit more uncomfortable looking. And one of them steps forward, the one with the dull gold hair. We have need of our leaf, Beaverkin.
Well then,
great need.
I can only imagine. We've had tough times here, and I hope your people have been doing good too. Seems like it's going strange all over. You want me to step out the way? I'll step out the way. If you want me to help collect, I'm glad to do so. Them are some beautiful creatures you got there with you.
We have need of our leaf, and nothing more.
I'll start gathering for you.
You see, you kind of start doing that. It's a whole like small, like it's a fairly small crop, right? It's not as nearly as big as any of your other fields. But you go. Did we call it? I think we gave it a name at some point.
I think. I know at one point I was joking it would be similar to like the rosary peas that we have. Like it looks almost like the little holly bud sort of things, but I don't know that we ever gave an official name.
Okay. So as you like step over the ring of these dead insects, you like the crunch underneath your feet. It's the only plot of your land that seems to have been affected by whatever this blight is. Morgan, what are you doing as you see these elves standing here with these massive pale elks? The elks, as you look a little closer, Morgan, you realize you can't tell if it's fur or if it's skin, but it looks like especially on their hind quarters, it almost looks like they have this like exterior kind of skeleton. They have this like bone, these bone patches kind of covering their haunches, covering the rears of their legs. And one of them's just sort of tilting its head this way and tilting its head that way. What are you doing, Morgan?
Morgan would probably kind of get a little bit kind of closer in their direction. Oi, we saw some other large animals that had been beset upon by something quite awful. Hoping nothing like that happened to yours. So she's kind of referring back to like we had seen like an elk like creature early in our travels.
So the one that has been speaking kind of slowly turns their head to you, and you see this like really long blink, almost like it's a forced forced blink. Like their eyes close and then open, this very intentional movement. They look over at you and they take a few steps forward. And as you do, you can see they kind of right themselves. So they almost stand even taller than they were a minute ago, like they were slightly hunched. What animals are you referring to?
Oh, well, you see, we were on the road and we had left Isfig and we were on our way to meet Auntie Eldrin, and we came upon it. Appeared that they'd been just attacked by something so much larger than them to create all of the damage that we saw to their carcasses that were left. And she'll give general kind of geographical, kind of where they were and when we passed
take
them.
Like another step closer, and like they have these really long strides, and so each step is like moving a significant distance.
She's getting taller and taller, like as they keep like getting taller. She's like trying to stand up straight.
And what predator did you witness?
Well, so you see, at the time, we didn't see any particular predator. Then we surmised that it must have been something big. But then last night, we went for some night fishing, and there's this just enormous creature in the sky, and it were flying, and it had the claws and just all of the things, and I ran away from it a bit, and then took a wee bit of a tumble, and it kind of kicked my lights out, so I didn't get a good look at it after that, but it didn't kill me, so that was left me better than those poor elk we saw a few nights before.
Like he takes one more step, gets even closer. Like now he's like right in front of you. And he reaches out this long, thin hand. These nails are kind of dark, and puts his hand up towards your wound. And then you see the hand moves down towards where your brand is. And he says, "And is the creature that which gave you this mark?"
Not exactly, no. And she'll kind of explain how we came to that with the mine situation.
You'll tell like about everything going down there, finding the demon. Okay.
Yep.
And then they turn back to they very patiently, calmly, but with like an alien kind of look to them, where they're not showing you the types of facial expressions that you would expect from anybody else that you would talk to in town. Even annoyance, they don't even show that. It's just this.
And she's a storyteller, stillness. So like she's used to getting the like reaction of like telling the fish tale, and
you're telling it really well too. Like all like you're adding all the really good beats. They turn back and they say something to the black-haired one, the dark-haired one, who has effectively moved these two large elks. And you can see that their backs themselves are like they're almost hump-like in like a camel kind of way, but they've moved them close to the edge of where Snaggletooth has started to like hack through. Maybe you went and grabbed like a sickle or something, and you're just kind of hacking through. And they exchange like a look, and then like a clicking of the mouth, and like your might be language, and then they turn back to you. "Thank you for sharing that." And then behind you, Snaggletooth, the one with the black hair, says, "Hurry, Beaverkin. Time is of the essence." And their voice sounds identical. Like it almost there's not even a hair, like even the slightest bit of difference in intonation.
We've been swapping stories, and I don't even know your name, though. I'm Morgan.
They look at you, and they hold a hand like to their chest and then to their forehead, and they kind of bow down to you. And that's the first time they're almost to your height, because they are a little taller than you. And they point to themselves, and they say, "Idraka." And then the one that's by Snaggletooth turns and looks at you and does sort of the same gesture and says, "Squithia." And then turns back to like observing and supervising what Snaggletooth is doing with curiosity.
Morgan will kind of repeat the gesture that they did.
Mm-hmm. Again, no real reaction, just sort of maybe a slight tilt of the head, but nothing more than that.
Snaggle, you need a hand with that.
I mean, I wouldn't turn it down. Hey, y'all, I do usually save a little bit of pumpkin liqueur. The rest of your kids seem to have a shine for it, and some of the crop seems to have gone a bit bad, but if you think either of your critters might like a bite, I'd be glad to grab you something. Don't know how far you traveled to get here or how far you got to go, but no reason to go on an empty belly.
Our crop is faulty.
No, your crop is great. Oh, the crops that ain't yours is having a weird time. Your crop is great.
And you can see almost relief. Like it almost looks like there's a moment of relief. We thank you for your hospitality, Beaverkin. But we are here merely to retrieve that which is ours. Our need is great, as is your debt to us.
I'm always happy to help. Here's what I got so far. I'll keep at it.
Okay. And so, as we kind of shift from there, we do almost like a drone shot where we're like kind of up in the air. We're like sweeping over the farmlands. And like while this is all happening, we kind of swoop down through the paths and alleyways of Isvig. And we see a bunch of people now at this point have started to gather on the coast, along the coastline. Out on the docks, you can see some of the fishing, the fishers and such have gathered as well, like Dockmaster Smythe. You can see hustling through from the Longstone Hall. We can see the Mayor Hild, and many others that are familiar. Maybe even like Lloyd, your uncle, is kind of limping as he's coming out from the candle making shop. And once more, we look and we see, again, slowly coming up as the sun goes down to the west, we see these kind of purplish twilight-colored sails with this insignia getting closer and closer. We can see a handful of lanterns now as they get even closer now, and they're even more pronounced as the light get darker and darker. And we see Kick, we see Lloyd. You're kind of amidst the crowd here or there. What are the two of you doing?
Oh, this is exciting. Who is it? Who's coming?
I don't know, but you see that symbol on their big cloth that they've got on the boat. What is it? Sail? They got that symbol there that looks quite a bit like what we just saw back with Poe. We're probably going to have to go visit him again in a moment.
Friends of Poe, then?
I believe so. We should let him know that his friends are here.
Right. Does anyone know who's coming? Asking around the crowd.
So you ask around, and you just hear like other folks like Dockmaster Smythe, and like he mumbles around, and like Mayor Hild is like all kind of fixing up. I don't know who they are, but this is the first bit of good news we've had in quite some time. Trade news. Oh, and she looks very excited, and she's like kind of gathering herself and getting her things together, trying to look stately and everything. Like this is like a diplomatic thing for her. Others, come up and they're like, "I've never seen such a large ship before. Quite big. Surprised it fit." And then you'll see like your uncle will kind of limp up next to you, and you can tell Lloyd that he seems like a little tired, a little stressed. And he kind of looks over to you and he's like, "Where have you been?"
Oh, I'm back, Uncle. I got to visit home, but I've been at Tohalo.
Why were you in Tohalo?
We visited the Anti-Aldrin and wanted to make a quick detour. There was
Why did you?
Some cryptic...
You went through the witch?
Yes, remember, Hildy tasked us with it to get the translation on the Rinvold.
And did you do this? You can tell he looks a little kind of, he definitely has got like rings under his eyes. He looks like kind of pale, like he's like recovering still, but he also kind of looks just a little bit out of sorts, like he just seems like not quite himself.
Yeah, she taught me how to read it a bit. I can definitely get a translation. But are you feeling all right? Are you resting well?
My wounds are not healing as I would like, it seems. So I called the healer this morning, and Thella says that, well, the break is worse than she thought. It's going to take even longer to mend, which means you're going to have to take on more responsibility in the shop. And you're going to have to collect certain materials for me.
I can do that. I'm ready. I can help you with all you need.
Good. That's a good boy.
And then he kind of goes to step a little closer to the shore. Then he stops for a second. He turns back to you and he's got this look on his face, like he's trying to read you. And he's like,
Lloyd, you wouldn't happen to have seen my candle, would you? The one over my bed?
Did you misplace it? Did the earth shaking make you lose it? I haven't seen it.
he's like, there's a long pause for a second. And he steps just a little bit closer.
I'm not one to misplace things, Lloyd. I'm quite organized. I looked all over for it. Are you certain that you didn't see it?
I'm sure it'll come up, but I'll definitely help you find it after we meet these new visitors.
Give me a quick outcome roll to lie to your uncle. You can piece together what you like. Yeah, like I'll say like you can carry forward the fact that you did such a good job of stealing it, so you can just give yourself like 1 power for like you stole it without a trace. We'll say it's like a tag, like stole without a trace or whatever. So you'll have that at least because he was out. But then if there's anything else that you want to do, now's the time to add it.
I've got this is home, young apprentice.
Okay. I think young apprentice makes perfect sense. This is home. You can take it. It's fine.
Sweet.
Okay. Give it a go.
Kipser was just complaining in chat that not enough of us lie, and then here goes Long bringing up the lion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good boy. Yes. Yes, perhaps something happened during first fall. Yes, perhaps you're right. Well, thank you, Lloyd. It's a pity it's the last of its kind that I have. And I have not the materials to make more. Perhaps tomorrow we'll talk and set about certain tasks that you can be on that I in my state cannot complete.
Yeah, rest well then. I'll be out there soon.
Yes, Lloyd. I have a feeling tonight people will be not resting much at all. The excitement seems to be spreading.
You can see everyone's like very excited. There's others that are out there drinking. The ship's getting closer and closer. It's still moving. It's so large again, like you can see it at a distance, but it's not quite here yet. While that conversation's happening, Kick, what are you up to?
Probably before Lloyd got caught up with talking to people, she would have said something along the lines of, I think they are his friends. I'm going to go get him. And would have headed out of the church area is pretty close to the crowd, it sounded like. Yeah,
everything's fairly close.
So I would have just like turned around, hit that door, and banged it open, yelling, Oi, Po! I got some news for you.
Not? What's that?
You got some friends
knock.
coming. Knock. You got your little and she'll point at his unearthed treasures that he had hidden. You got your little symbol right there. It's on the sales. They're coming in for you. Maybe.
He quickly reaches down, like shuts the lid of the trunk so you can't see it.
Oh no, the one that you just hid.
What are you on about, Kick? Kick, what are you on about? Be serious.
And she'll go over and like open it so she can point at the circle thing.
You saw this?
That one.
You saw this. Where? Where did you see this?
Oh, yeah, you got a big ship, like Morgan's times 10. It's a mighty big thing out there with a big sail, and it's got that symbol on it. Come now,
Yeah,
let's go say hi to
no.
your friends. And she'll like take up his arm and try to like pull him out for it.
And he's like, God, enough of your jokes. And
I know,
can
you gotta go
move
see it. Look
myself.
And he gets up and he kind of sways a bit. You can see there's like maybe 3 big like empty like steins and stuff, and he's been drinking. But he gets up, wobbles a bit, like, I can move my. Okay, maybe I could use a shoulder.
Yeah, I'm here.
And you take him outside so he can see it.
I see.
And like his face goes pale. And you feel like as you have like your arm, like maybe over his shoulder or wrapped, you know, and you can feel him just like tense. Oh dear. Oh no. And then he, I have to go. And you see him like turn back to go towards his place.
Oh,
He just like turns and hurries and pulls against you. He stumbles a little bit because he's definitely drunk.
She'll just like, where you? Okay, should we come help you then?
Yes. We'll get the rest of them quickly.
Oh, I believe they're out in Snaggletooth.
He steps over for a second. He turns right back around to you and he comes up to you and he's like, for once in your life, Kick, please just trust me. And then he kind of tilts your head to the right, kind of almost mimicking a little bit of what the elf did. And we can see the brand. And cover that up. Don't let them see this. Hurry. And then he rushes back into his church.
She'll kind of like look around. Are there any streamers or scarves or bits of fabric around?
Yeah, there's some stuff left over maybe from first fall that didn't get cleaned up because of all the commotion.
She'll grab like some ribbons or whatever and grab some for Lloyd as well.
Okay.
And is Lloyd visible from where we're standing?
Sure, he's got that big
With the red hat.
Yeah.
And she'll
It's getting
like
dark, but there's enough lantern light now. And there's a crowd and everyone's crazy excited.
Hi, Lloyd. Lloyd, are you done with your uncle?
Yeah, he's gone back. We
I
waiting
got
for
you
the ship
some
now.
ribbons.
Oh, what's this for?
Come here and I'll show you.
Right then.
Poe's saying we got to be careful and we got to wrap these things up so they can't be seen. Like, so here's some ribbons. Oh
So
wait,
what
you didn't
can't be
get
seen?
one. I
Yeah,
forgot.
I was unharmed.
That's true.
I
It's the only
forgot.
one. So you ran. Like a coward.
Right. Well, never mind then. Grab some of these ribbons then for Morgan and Snaggletooth. I think we're going to need them.
If you say so. They're getting closer.
Oh, aye. Well, let's, Pose might need some help here. He said to trust him, so I guess we'll let him do his business for a bit. And watch the sales come in.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
He did ask to get the rest of you. He did,
right,
he did actually
sorry.
make an ask. Yeah, I'm not sure if
I just like, Kick would say, Lloyd, you want to stay here? I'm going to go get Morgan and Snaggletooth with these ribbons.
Right then, I'll be here.
Okay.
The whole
Keep
town's
an eye
here.
out. Aye. Let us know if you get any good gossip while you're here. You know, we can't let I want to say Timothy. Timothy and Dora rule the news outlet here. I'll be seeing you again in a bit.
Quickly
Okay.
now.
So we see Kick run along, trying to head over to Snaggletooth. We see Lloyd lingers and observes. We cut back to the farm, where we see Snaggletooth. You're maybe like halfway through it, and you notice that like your cousin Jimbo, the young Beaverkin, is kind of like trying to help you, but then his hands are shaking. He's kind of looking over at the elves, and he's like, Snaggles, is that the elves? Snaggle? And his voice is like cracking a little bit.
That's perfect. I was actually just about to bring up. Hey,
I've never seen elves.
You know what? They don't. They're super obscure, but you just need to know when your old cousin Snaggletooth was in a jam, they made sure I was shipshape, and that's why I try and do nice for them the same. Now I'm gonna help them get this crop. You ain't never helped this crop before, but you know what you could do to help me out? Got a stash. and I'll kind of give them an idea. Like there's a stick because part of my thing that I've given them, I usually do make the liqueur, and I know they always told me they don't need it, but I can also assume that Jimbo is like a little unnerved by this. So I'm gonna let him know where I hide that stash, and I'll ask him to go get it, so that he can kind of have a graceful out and not have to feel nervous around this.
Okay.
So we're telling the teenager where the alcohol stash is.
Yeah. Teenager in rustic fantasy setting, so he's probably been drinking for 2-3 years at this point.
And it's pumpkin liqueur. It's like
it's pumpkin liqueur. Yeah,
yeah, it's what you drink if the water's not good.
I'm just imagining he's like super excited at this.
You saw the family. You know that they've already raided plenty. Like
oh yeah, that's right. The state of the house when we got there.
Yeah. Okay, so he rushes off, kind of stumbles a couple times here and there. The elves don't really seem to pay him any attention whatsoever. They don't seem to care. You notice that these animals that they have with them are quite silent. But I'll say that at a certain point, the one with the black hair that's been kind of observing you, and has been like wrapping these in kind of bushels here and there, and will go over to one of the two animals and will reach up and kind of touch on the back of its head. And then it lowers its head down so it's even with the elf. These things are, again, very large. And it whispers something inside the ear of this creature. Underneath its that weird antlers with the autumnal leaves. And then you watch as like the back of the creature begins to like lift up and just split open. And you just see it just right down the middle, like where the spine would be. It just and just starts to unfold in front of you, almost like a Venus flytrap. And then the elf reaches down and lifts and puts like the bushel up inside of the back of this creature.
That is something special. You're a magnificently unique creature.
Morgan was helping a little bit with, like, when she kind of had the conversation, she was helping, and she's just kind of like elbowing Snaggletooth, like wide-eyed.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Normally you have me stay away when they're going to come out and kind of gather their crop. Had you seen those creatures before?
But normally, now I know they seem all like slow, and calm, and cool, but can I tell you a secret? This is them kind of intense, and it's weirding me out just a little bit. Normally, it's more like I kind of set it out, and it's ready, and I kind of get an idea of when they're going to be there. But like, this is maybe more forward than normal. But, weird times, right?
Well, that's, is there anything that we should be worried about? And everything that we told you and everything you've seen and that we've seen, is there anything more we should be concerned about? And she'll kind of direct this maybe to Gwithia.
There's Idraka, which was the one that you were talking to, the one with the golden hair, or the dull gold, and then there's Quelthir, which is the one that was the black-haired one that was observing Snaggletooth.
So then probably the first one.
Okay, so Idraka just turns to you and says, "After tonight, your part in this is over. There's nothing you need concern yourself with."
Our part, I didn't think we had any part. We were beset upon by these things. We've just tried to be good people and help out our neighbors. And this is which like in the morning, all these crops are going to be okay.
No. Those crops are forever gone. This patch of earth will
take generations to gain back its ability to hold a yield of any kind.
Did you hear that, Snaggletooth? He said generations. My friend here is a farmer. This is not what he's supposed to do for generations.
Well, no, but you know what? We're just gonna keep on keeping our word to you, good people. And by the way, if I know you don't owe me nothing, but I heard Miss Eldrin, old Auntie Eldrin, was headed your way. I hope you tell her hi, and if you would just tell her Oswald's doing okay if you do run across her, in case we don't see each other again.
We will deliver your message, Beaverkin.
Well, thank you for it.
But what's going to happen in the morning if our part is done? What else is to come? Is this? And she kind of gestures to all of the other, the insects and all the rest. Is this spreading to other places tomorrow? And how would you know such a thing?
The two elves kind of look at each other for a moment. Then one of them looks back at you, the one you've been talking to, and says something along the lines of, "You will find your own way, as we will find ours."
Oh, you don't need nothing from us.
We need the leaf.
Well, we're
As
working
we
as fast as we
agreed.
can.
No, you are not. You are wasting time with needless questions that we will not answer, even if we could.
Well, that aren't neighborly. And she kind of goes back to focusing a little bit more, but it's sort of kind of crestfallen that they wouldn't share even if they knew.
Don't take it personal, Morgan. Not all people who are good necessarily are big talkers. You got a big heart and a big mouth in the best way. Them, they just, they do what they do. They're here, they're cordial, and so be it. And,
It's
we're
around
gonna
this
be
time.
fine.
So concerned, though, if this is what are we going to do? We all rely on your crops, and
Well, we're not going to hold them up in the moment. We will think upon it.
I'm working. And
I know you are. And in fact, the fact you're here is making it twice as easy.
It's around this time we hear the sounds of footsteps approaching. And Kick, you see as you're passing through, probably at some point you caught wind of all the beaverkin and someone redirected you to this spot, right? And so we see Kick coming up, and then as you get kind of close, one of the elves whips their head around, the one with the golden hair, and you can see, Morgan, that they have produced some kind of bladed weapon in their hand. It doesn't glint, it's clearly not any kind of metal, and they just produce it from within whatever they're wearing. They're wearing some kind of tight, kind of woven plant fibers. There's nothing on them that looks to be of animal make. It's all just sort of interwoven here and there. And they just produce this blade. And as they're looking towards Kick, they see Kick approaching. It slowly puts it back and wherever it was that it was hidden. But the quickness with which they retrieved it was quite startling. But there's Kick, and Kick, you now see two elves. I'm not sure if Kick has seen elves. It's up to you. You could have. They're. It's possible you could have. It's possible you couldn't. It's sort of up to you guys. Really, the only one I think we established as somebody having a clear connection with them was Snaggletooth, and at one point, I think Poe said he had sent Jack to the elves. So, but you guys might have spied one by wandering around in the forest at one point or something like that. But
You
but
mean
there you see
my
two of them.
weakness of getting lost in the forest? And because
Could
of the
be.
forest, I spend so much time in the forest.
Who knows?
But yeah, no, I think Jack may have talked about the elves, but I don't think she would have bothered looking for them.
Well, you see two extraordinarily tall figures, and then even larger elk of some kind that seem to glisten in the starlight, and one of which their back is open. Like one of the large elks, their back is open, and you see a black-haired elf lifting and putting stuff in the back like it's a trunk.
Hi, Snaggletooth, you got some creeper friends, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's just been a doozy of a day, huh? Well,
I definitely
I'm
it's
almost
been.
wrapped up. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, no. It's I see you paying them off again. That's great. I guess. So here's some ribbons from the festival the other day. Tie them around your neck. Poe says we got to keep the brands hidden a little bit more, like because one of his friends are coming by sailboat. Morgan, there's a giant ship boat like yours, but much larger.
There's a ship?
Aye.
Ships come in?
Aye. Like big sails and everything.
Kick, give us a hand. We've got to get this done first. But if you give us a hand, it'll go faster, and then we can get out. We've got to get out there.
Are you sure you need You're doing such a good job by yourselves.
Okay.
You've
You've got the biggest hands of all of us. Just get your hands dirty.
I
come
get
on.
my hands dirty quite a bit. Thank you very much. I'm a
Well, then do it right
blacksmith.
now, and 3 makes a bit quicker
dirt.
work.
What if I do the reaping and you do the picking and the tossing? I mean, you just got them big old tree trunks.
Aye,
for
all
arms.
right. I will pick them and toss them into the weird, unnatural bit and creatures you got back there, and the weird, creepy elf things
That
you
is
got here.
amazing to look at. So just
Amazing's a word,
things
sure.
we've been seeing.
Unnatural and
weird
creepy
way,
is another one.
I'd say actually, when you're talking about elves, it's probably not much more natural because that's kind of like their whole thing.
They might be natural if they call him that thing. And she's saying this out loud. They can hear her, for sure.
Mhm.
But to me,
They seem
they're
unbothered by it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, this creature here is not natural for sure. Now, here, give me the stuff, Snaggletooth. I'll tie it in bundles and throw it on the back of this creature, I suppose.
And Morgan's kind of like half-assing her part as quickly as she can because she's Snaggletooth's friend and she's going to get this done. But she's like,
But do you want to go see the ships? Yeah.
yeah.
Let's do a quick test to see how fast you do it. So we'll say one person can do the roll, and then the other two can contribute a tag. So I figure Snaggletooth, you'll probably do the roll because this is your farm.
Okay.
So if Kick and Morgan want to contribute a tag to this, and then we can see just how quickly you get this done effectively.
Okay.
So what do you think?
Hurl
let's
something
see.
heavy. That's a tag I
Nice.
could add.
Yep. Perfect. Yep. Absolutely. What about you, Morgan?
That is a good. I mean, I'll say, can we rely on Fisherwoman from kind of that indirect, like she knows how to.
No, I don't think so.
I
on this
don't-
one. You're doing farming. You're doing a very specific other,
Yeah.
other industry.
I don't actually think I have anything to.
Nothing at
like,
all. Wow.
I can do cheer them on. Like cheer them on would
There you
kind
go.
of be my like trying to get
Yeah.
everybody working
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Snaggletooth. And then whatever it is you want to add to it.
Okay, so get Homesteader. They apparently are in need, so maybe I can be helping those in need. I don't know if having the tag in Vegetable Guard makes me proficient in doing the harvesting or more so.
Oh, Snaggletooth, we're twins and we're helping each other.
Yes. Okay, I like it. So that would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, and then plus the 2 from them.
Okay. Give it a roll.
All right.
And we're gonna say this is tracked or this is detailed because
Okay.
you can essentially buy power to make this go faster. Because like the quicker you do this,
Mhm.
the sooner you get back. The sooner you get back, there could be different. It could be different statuses in terms of what's happening.
Okay. And I know that you
Alright.
guys are helping me, and I feel bad to do it, but I'm really tempted to invoke the weakness. I kind of
Do it,
want to
man.
use. I
Do
want to
it.
use the invasive kin because maybe the fact that my family's here, like some of the tools were scattered about, so we're kind of doing this without the best tools
Mhm.
possible. So like maybe instead of having the
Mhm.
big full scythe, we're having to use like the tiny little hand scythe because who knows where one of my cousins put the stuff that would be most useful is.
Or like the blades are like a little duller because they were using it for something they shouldn't
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
like hacking at a tree with it. God knows why, but
Yeah.
that's just the nonsense that they would do.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So that'll take me down to
Give
a
it a
5.
quick riff. All right.
Which is still +5.
Okay.
Which is okay. So I rolled a 6 +5 will get me to an 11.
Okay, 11's still really good. You have 5 power to spend. So if you want to just spend 5 power towards like the idea of advancing the task effectively, so that you get this done extremely fast, you can do that. If there's something else that you wanted to do that you think makes sense, given what you're doing, you're welcome to spend it on that too.
I think he would, because that's kind of like the in good faith thing. That is what they're hoping for, is to get this as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And I think that's in the spirit of what he agreed he would do.
Okay, so we see this montage of the three of you just working really fast together. The extra muscle from Kick seems to have kicked things into gear. Morgan is suddenly extremely motivated to get this done super fast. And then the second one of those large elks, their back opens up and they start layering in
Completely
more and more of
unnatural.
these until both of those. And again, they seem unbothered by it. It's the most illogical thing you could possibly say, but like they don't seem to be at all concerned with any sort of criticism. It just seems to sort of kind of fall away from them. But the three of you managed to get all of those things filled, and at a certain point, when you look down, you can see the parts of the plant that are not kept, that are kind of just shucked to the side. Are all kind of piled up on the ground. The elk have been filled, and it all happens extremely quickly. It is nighttime though. The sun has gone fully down at this point. But we'll say the elves kind of come back over to you. They give you that little gesture, and then they say, "You have fulfilled your end of the bargain, Beaverkin. Consider your debt repaid." And then Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, hold up just a second. I got my cousin coming over. And hopefully I can hold them off long enough to hand them over if Jimbo does show back up with the...
Okay. So we'll say Jimbo shows up, and he's like kind of moving things. He's got it like across his shoulder. He's like moving 2 casts here and there, and he's kind of stumbling a bit because he's this awkward teenage phase. And he's like, yes, Snaggletooth. I think I got the right stuff. And his voice like cracking a bit as he comes over. And then he kind of looks up a little bit frightened at these 2 creatures, as the elves are like literally climbing on top of the elks now, whose backs have started to close and stitch back together.
Hey, so I know debt's paid and all, but tough times all around. Figure if you're in need of relief, you're deserving of some good spirits. And so I know you said you didn't need it, but I'm sending it with you anyways. Because if we're not going to see each other again, we're going to leave on happy terms. So just take this now, okay? I won't take no for an answer.
And then they again look at each other. One of them just kind of gives a curt nod. The black-haired one reaches down, grabs whatever it is that, like the pole that your cousin has, just picks the pole up with total ease as he was struggling. This big, muscular teenager, Beaverkin, just picks it up with ease and then just slides the ropes off and ties them to the sides of like their hips. And so they're hanging down the side of the elk, and then hands the staff, the bar, back to Jimbo, who like reaches up and like, sort of gingerly takes it kind of nervously with his eyes huge and wide, and his big Beaverkin teeth just sort of chattering as it's happening. Hey, y'all pretty strong. And then the black-haired elf looks back down at you. Thank you, Beaverkin.
Of course. Hope you all find some good pastures or whatever it is you're looking for.
And then you see they mutter some sort of phrase, and that seems to get the elk starting to move, and they slowly begin to move at first away, but their pace starts to quicken and quicken and quicken, and then by the time they're off your land, as maybe you're following them for a little bit and watching them leave, they start to pick up into a trot, and they start to move quite faster than you would think that those large lumbering creatures could. And they're gone.
Ooh.
Well, let's head back now. Morgan, I know you want to see the ship, but I promised Poe that we'd come get you, so we got to go talk to him first.
If you say so, and Morgan, like as soon as like we stopped watching them, like she grabbed her stuff and was like power walking back toward Isfig. I've got to see the ship. I've got to see who's on it, and maybe just perhaps it could be Aiden. I've got to check. I've always said any day now, and everyone says that I'm just stop the drinking and move on. But maybe today's the day. Look at you've got the longest legs of us. Can you please go faster?
Let me just Snaggle. Would you like a ride on the shoulder?
I would. Hey, Jim, you handled yourself so well. Till I come back, I'm declaring you man of the house. Take care of things.
And he's like nodding, big goofy smile on his face. Is like he's still a little bit shaken, and his eyes are just watching the elves, even though you probably can't even see him anymore. But he's staring off in their direction anyway, and he looks back to you and he's like, "Okay, cousin, I got it." And then he like just puts the stick back down the ground like it's something. It's really just a tool. It's like a shovel, like a shovel's a candle. He just shoves it back down to the ground. Okay, where are you going?
Going in town with them. They said there's a ship, big old sails, big deal, you know?
Doesn't seem impressed by that. Okay.
But I mean, hey, my friend helped me out, so, you know.
Uh-huh. And
while Snaggletooth is doing his politeness with his cousin, Kick will just like get him under the armpits and like pick him up and start walking him to try to like catch up with Morgan.
You know, it's so fun. Ain't a single one of my other cousins gonna believe him.
I know. Your mom's probably gonna take a slipper to him if he says he's the man of the house, you know.
You suddenly hear just a riotous laughter echoing out of one of the windows of your house as you guys step away. Okay, so we'll fade out of there as you all start to walk back. We'll cut back to Lloyd. Lloyd, you've been lingering around in town. Is there anything that you would have been doing?
Just waiting around with the crowd.
Okay. If that's the case, nothing. I mean, you start to see familiar faces, obviously. You know, everyone from the mayor, as we already mentioned. The only face you definitely don't see here is Poe. He seems to be of the people who have buildings in town. His face is the only one who's not seen. No one really is apparently talking about him at all, but they are kind of throwing out theories as to who this could be. Like they don't like it looks too big for raiders. Like it can't possibly be raiders. And then other one's just like, well, we haven't had raiders in a while. And then what if we had raiders? It would have heard from Gravel Bay. And they kind of this like kind of squabble as all this random gossip starts coming around. But if you don't want to do anything, then we can say that time passes. At a certain point, you see the ship come to a stop, as much as the ship can, and you can see these large glowing lanterns that you're not quite sure exactly like how they can be so big and not be dangerous on a ship made of wood and sails, but yet there they are, and it looks like there's some kind of activity going on at the deck of the ship, as if they're getting like a smaller ship ready to drop down. It looks like it's too big for this ship to come up to the small docks of Isfig, but they do have like a dinghy that they're kind of getting ready to situate. And we'll say it's around this time that you turn around and you can see the big head of Snaggletooth sitting on the shoulders of your big friend Kick, and you see out in front there's Morgan power walking as well, like a mom from the 1980s who went and hung out at the mall.
Who is an alcoholic who is so out of breath that she's like doing the walking.
All that tracks.
Same.
Honestly.
Waving them down. You guys made it. They're about the dock. Look.
Hi, look at that. And Snaggletooth, you can actually see up here, can't you?
Oh,
Usually
wow,
you just be
world.
looking at buttholes the whole way.
Well, that's not exactly where I'm looking, in fairness.
Aye, where is it then?
What you see? Do you see Aiden?
Oh.
Aiden, I don't know what it looks like, but the people are coming.
Snaggle, from your vantage point, can you see if it's Aiden?
I got no clue what's going on with all that. That is the biggest darn thing I ever seen.
Okay, hold on now, Morgan. Before they dock, we should go talk to Poe, make sure it's all kosher there first.
but I'm assuming this ship does not look like Morgan's old ship that Aiden took.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I assume not, but Morgan hadn't seen it yet, so her hopes were up.
You're from like a small, out of the way village. You got, fishing boats. You don't have like these. Like, this is a giant like sail ship. Sailing ship.
Well, it's certainly not my boat, but you could be on it. But if you say we got to talk to Poe, then
Morgan.
let's go talk to Poe. Let's do that. But quick, so we can come back by the time they depart.
Certainly, we'll head off there for now. And Keck will kind of like try to guide Morgan over to Poe's area. Assuming Lloyd will follow. Snaggletooth doesn't have a choice.
Okay. So if you're all going to talk to Poe, you go inside and you see that he has replaced the floorboards. It looks like he's trying to put the room back in order, but it also looks like he's kept some things that he took up out of the ground. And it looks like he has set up a small stack of like bags and supplies, like in no particular order off to the side, the type of thing that you would do if you were packing and leaving. And he is frantically moving about. And you see him like, as you come in, you hear the sounds of like chairs and benches dragging across the floor as he's trying to move these things back in position. There's all sorts of dirt and stuff from where he had dug everything up. So he's definitely trying to make some attempt at putting things back in order. And he looks up. Oh, good, you're here. Get Morgan, kick, move those two pews. Put them over. Where were they? Put them wherever it makes sense. And then he kind of points to Lloyd. Lloyd, grab, broom, sweep. And Snaggletooth, watch your head. And then bang, you see Snaggletooth like bang his head on a rafter.
I'm sorry, Snaggletooth. Let me put you down now.
That's okay. It's tough being you, isn't it?
I definitely have hit my head on a fair number of these beams at this point. I'm surprised there's not a me-shaped dent in them.
I'll be cleaning up for your friends.
They're not my friends, but you're cleaning up. They can't, and he looks very seriously. They cannot know I was here. Do you understand? No, do not mention. Don't mention me at all. I'm not here. I'm gone away. We are not friends. Do not say to them that we are friends. If the rest of the town mentions me, fine. But do not tell them that you are friends of mine. And for God's sake, cover the brands up.
And you can see when you look over at Kick, like her the little thing that she tied around her neck is starting to drop, and you can see a little bit of the wound is starting to sew again.
Oh, sorry.
And he looks extraordinarily panicked.
What would happen if they knew it was you?
If they knew it, if they knew I was here, which they might. No, I am here. No, they can't possibly. It's been too long for that. They have to think I'm dead by now. Yeah. No, but if they knew I was here, they would hunt me down. They would put me in chains. They would bring me back. And if they knew that you were friends of mine, and, well, they would put you in chains right alongside of me. And if they saw those brands, cover us up, Snaggletooth.
Okay. I'll even take some dirt and kind of rub it on it to help kind of cover it up some.
If they knew that you were friends, then they would set the flame to you, is what they would do. Yes. So, no telling them that we drink. We are not drinking friends. Yes, I am just some crazy old man who came around years ago, and I preach this and that. Yes, they understand that. Yes, that'll work.
And then he's like going over and he's like packing up some of his chest that he's trying to fix and wrapping rope around them as if he's getting ready to leave with them. Everything's just so frantic. You never seen this man move so fast.
You must have done a great disservice to them for you to be so panicked at them. Do you need to hide in the blacksmith's cart for the evening?
No. I did not do them a disservice, and I resent that it is they who have done me, and in fact many others, a disservice. They are not good people. They will come ashore. There will be smiles and songs, and they will woo all of these backwards, small-minded people with their fanciful tales of the land. Do not trust them. They are not here for good reason. If they are here, they do not mean this place. They do not mean this place good. They mean it only ill. And it's good that you remember this. Do not trust anything that they say. But do not argue with them either. You smile and you nod and you pour them drinks, and if everything goes well, they'll leave and his fic will stay intact and no one will be harmed. Yes? Yes? Yes?
Aye, let Snaggletooth
Okay.
take the rock, and I got it.
Who
Good,
are they?
Good. They are my old order. They are the Twilight Choir. They are scholars, theologians. They are cretins, is what they are. They are foul. They claim to be after knowledge, but the only reason that they are after it is so that they can snuff it out, so the rest of us cannot get it. So they are going to ask you questions about this place, about a house. They're going to ask you questions about ruins. Tell them nothing. Do not tell them of the henge. Do not tell them the caves. Do not tell them of what lies below Tor Hollow. Tell them nothing. You've seen nothing. You are just innocent farmers and villagers off away from you are just not very, just be yourselves. Yes, be not bright. That should work. Yes, yes.
I feel like that is a
They'll-
bit. All right.
All right. Well, you never given us a reason to doubt you. Done so good for us for so many years. I mean, been trying of late, and that's understandable, but don't want nothing bad to happen to you. If there's anything we can do to help prevent that, and if the best thing we can do to prevent that is just do what you're saying, okay. But if you need something, you say something.
Poe, they're making land. If you would like to hang out in the blacksmith's area, you can. You can lock the door behind you. It's iron,
No.
so they can't break it in so easy.
You ignorant fools. Yes, of course they can. Yeah, of course. Iron is nothing to them. They probably have a singer with them. Yes. Oh, goodness gracious.
A what?
Has singer.
A singer.
Well, if they're the
I
Twilight
don't-
Choir and they have singers. Okay.
No. It is a creation. Do you remember the henge? The golem
Aye,
there? Yes. It is like that, except they can control it, and it is made of glass, but it's not breakable. And it can see through you. Do not lie when it stares at you. If it does, if you see it coming, stay away from it. Run the other direction. Make yourself scarce. It is a holy thing. Yes. And no. I must leave. If I am here, they'll find me. One way or the other, they will find me. One of the others will say, "Oh, Poe, yes, I saw him going to the blacksmith." And then suddenly they'll find me. And then it'll be your head that they'll go after next. And then when they find out that Kick is friends with Morgan, who is friends with Snaggletooth and Lloyd, and all of you will go under with it.
Should
Still no
we
worse than
just
Jack.
leave with you if it's this dangerous? Should we just not even be here and just leave it to the rest of them who don't know anything?
That's a thought. Yes, that's a thought. You could come with me. I could use your help. I think I finally found it. I think I finally found it. It's taken me, and he's like, 30 years. But I think I have found it. I think I found the hold. I think it's in the mountains. Yes. But no. I need to know if they are aware of it. Yes. I need to ask something of you. Could you? I need to know what they know. Why they are here. If they are here, it means that they know this place. They know why it's important. They know who lived here before us. and they know what it means. And they know what those people could do. But how much they know? Perhaps we could misdirect them. Perhaps we could make them think that their knowledge is faulty somehow. Yes. And like you can see like wild, crazy eyes. Like his eyes are incredibly wide and like bloodshot from drink, darting left and right. He genuinely looks like a madman. You can see lantern light kind of cutting through the window, one of the open shutters, and it kind of cuts across his face, and you just see. Normally he's got that curmudgeonly feel to him, but he is a decent drunk and someone to have fun with. But this is certainly, you've never seen him quite so deranged.
Okay, Poe, I think you ought to go to the forest, just hang out until you calm down a bit, and also be away from them for now.
There's no time.
Aye, they are making lines.
Okay, yes. I am going to. I could find Jack, and then we could go up the mountains. Yes.
And what of us?
You could follow, and 5 days' time. Yes. Yeah, that should be enough time. Listen to them. What they say, listen to what they ask. They will ask questions about the ruins here. They will ask questions about the old tongue, the markings. They will be very interested in the long stone. They will be very interested in that indeed. The whale, have they finished carving it? Is it gone?
We haven't seen it. You've been here while we've been up in Tor Hollow.
We haven't been here. We're not sure.
They'll want to know about that as well. If you can, have you told anyone about the mines? Has anyone heard? Because Kick laid it all out for him the last time she was here. Have you told anyone about the mines yet in Isvik?
You're the first person I barged in on today.
Good. Do not tell anyone else.
I was going to tell the mayor, but I didn't get a chance to.
Aye, that is true. We were going to, but we decided to start with you.
Good. Okay, don't tell anyone. If they don't know, they can't say. And if they can't say, then maybe we can spare Tor Hollow. At least. Yes. And have we heard anything? The mayor had a messenger from Aberlin. That's another town, like off the lake to the north. Find out if they had an incident as well. They must have. Tor Hollow here. And you can see again, he's just sort of thinking, I thought I had more time. I thought it wasn't going to happen until after I was gone. I had plans. I had everything. I was writing it out. I was going to leave it to Jack. Jack was going to be the one prepared to handle this years from now. But the Maker and the Unmaker, they have their own timetables, it seems. And I am just a small speck in their cycle.
Is Jack all right? Have you seen him?
He is better for not being here. They will sense it in him. He has, he has the old blood in him. The Toranok. The people before the people here, the people who crafted the stone, the people who crafted the ruins, the people who constructed Stoneham Hold. And that's a phrase you've never heard before. He's like the ranting of a lunatic. It must be here. It must be in the mountains. And the people, no doubt, who made the holes below Tor Hollow. You see, they were mystical people. They could handle the magics of the world in ways that only the elves could. And they almost found a way to avoid the calamity, but something went wrong, and they didn't. But But they left behind pieces, clues, ruins. In the Twilight Choir, they are trying to scrub that away. You see, they don't want anyone to know. They don't want anyone to know the horrible calamity that is facing us. I thought it was...
They want
yes,
the calamity?
Well, they want it. It's to them, it is apocryphal. I was one of them for years. I was one of them. But they did not appreciate alternative thoughts. And you see, anyone who tried to avoid such a thing, the cycle, would be branded a heretic. And those that could not be converted, some were excommunicated. Those who continued to speak out against the order, they were put to the fire. And those like myself, we agreed to fracture, head to the farthest reaches of the continent. We would do our research even further. And then every so often we would return together and we would speak about what we have learned. Yes. We are very near all of the omens that you have seen. The omens on the well. They are not omens. They are not bad. They are not... You people, you call them omens of the Umnaker. They are not superstition. They are nothing to be fearful. They are warnings. They are warnings. They are the residue of the Toranok, the magics funneling through the land, warning the people of the land that the land shall no longer keep them. It's going to fold in upon itself. You don't have time. I was working on ways to protect the people of Isvik. But I have run out of time. That's why I need to get into the mountains. I think I have found it. You see, Stoneham Hold. It is a place of great reverence to the Toranok. They tried, you see, they saw it coming and they tried to avoid it. They tried to carry their... and you just see he's getting like frustrated because he's like trying to explain all these things and it's just too many things. And he's and he's like jumping from one segment to the next and throwing out words that only make half sense to you. Cycle, calamity, Toranok. He's referencing this place and referencing that. And you hear the sounds from outside of someone just yelling like there's a boat coming. There's folks coming to shore.
All right, well maybe maybe you don't need to keep yourself any longer. It sounds like you got a lot to talk about, but I'd hate for you to meet a unfortunate situation on the kind of explain it to us as we don't understand now. But 5 days time, we'll come find you and maybe we can piece more of it together.
Yes, 5 days at north of the Hinge. Meet me 5 days time, and a day to the north there is the oddest looking rock you have ever seen. It is, you would think it abstract art and how it protrudes out of the earth. Go there 5 days time. If I am not there, well then all is lost. Yes, then all is lost. But the three of you are branded, so that might protect you somewhat. You, Lloyd. And you can see he looks at Lloyd with this like pitiable, very sad face. Sorry, my friend. Yes.
What do you mean?
The brands. The old tongue. It is not just a language. It is the sorcery itself. It is the magic that the Toranok use. The elves use the elements, you see. The Toranok, they use the tongue itself. Oh, it might have come from something demonic. Yes, it might have come from one of the Toranok themselves. I've heard theories that they did not all die out in the last calamity, that some did manage to survive it, but that they were changed along with the earth, along with the land. But it might afford them some protection, so that when... speak to your uncle. Your father, he was helping me years ago. Your uncle knows some of it, but not all of it. He's been speaking with your father. The land is... When you die here, you don't leave it. You stay. A part of you, at least. A part of your father is still here, and it is that part of your father that your uncle communicates. Just speak with your uncle. Yes. Oh, goodness. All right.
Speaking of the elves, we just ran across them in Snaggletooth's farm. They were there to gather their crop, and they said that our part in this was over and that the land would be unusable for generations.
They have their own way of avoiding the calamity. They go into a sort of hibernation. They open up a doorway into an interstitial dimension of sorts, a place purely of the elements. And there they slumber until the earth to the land is ready again. You can't go with them. You would not survive it. Jack. No, Jack might, but not you.
They took off mighty quick. They were on elks whose backs opened wide for all of the plants.
They were here just now.
At Snaggle's farm.
You met elves down there?
Aye, you missed the
We
elves.
did.
It was very unnatural,
They're very, very tall, and the elks,
not so
their
tall.
backs opened up. And she like shush kick. Like they were so. It's amazing how they just opened wide and they fit all of the crop right in the backs, and then they just went off with great speed.
I can't believe I missed them.
You would have been so impressed.
If they were here, and if they are already gathering their crop, that means it is... The time is even closer than I thought. Do not mention my name. Do not mention my face. Do not describe me. Do not let my presence come to your lips at all. I have a reputation amongst the choir. I fled there. I fled in execution nearly 30 years ago.
Oh my!
Aye, that's a
glad you
good reason
did.
to leave. Aye.
My mentor, and he reaches down and he like pats like what looks like these like almost like saddlebags, even though he doesn't have, but they're like for slotting books in the sides. And he slides one out and he like holds it in his hand. My mentor, he was the true scholar. He was the one who knew of the Toranok. He was the one who led our ideological rebellion, and they burned him for it. They gave me the opportunity for re-education. And for a time, I played that part. But it was clear that they had no desire to listen to what we had to say. You see, they don't want anyone to survive. They want all the sheer desire for survival to try to have our civilization carry on into the next. That, to them, is apocryphal. But people who deserve a right to survive and a right to live in you... I don't have time. 5 days. North of the ancient henge. Do not tell them of it. And again, smiles. Friendly. You can be friendly. Even you, Kick. You can be friendly. Yes. Smiles. Yes. And stay away from the singer. You will know it when you see it, I swear.
Yes, because we can't lie, because that thing will know if we're lying, right?
It will know your... It will know your heart's truth. The words you utter. Not so much it will know if you are deceiving, but it will know what you truly want, and whether what you want aligns with whatever you speak. I was not a keeper of a singer. That was not my role. I was just a student at the time. I thought we would have more time. I am
We'll
sorry,
do our best.
my friends.
We'll do our best. I can be quite a chatterbox, but I will do my best to keep my mouth shut and listen.
Try to find out how they heard of this place. You are very remote. We haven't had visitors in quite some time. I made great pains in ensuring that no one would come to the trading post over the last few cycles. And I paid
what you mean?
the Corsairs a significant sum of gold to ensure that no ship made it this far north. We were supposed to be isolated. There was no cause, no reason for anyone to come here.
Aye, but our ships went out and went to sea.
You have no ships, you have boats. A ship is like a village unto itself. We can live on it for days, for weeks, for months. These boats, they wander a mile or two off the coast itself. They find a stray island, but they always return. They always stay in sight of land. Your Aiden.
What about my Aiden?
Well, he wanted to push further and further, didn't he? I had nothing to do with him. That I swear, I had nothing to do with it at all. I'm just saying that he was a curious sort. He asked questions. That's all.
Are you telling me he's... What do you know about what happened to him, though?
All I know is that he asked me questions about other cities. He asked me questions about Kerleth. He asked me questions about Coral Halls and cities to the south and what lies beyond the Ernevan. He asked me these things because he knew that I was not of this place. And I told him a tale or two, and that is all. Perhaps that planted a seed. If that seed sprouted into a desire to go elsewhere, then I apologize. But I did not harm the boy. He was a good boy. He would be here helping if he had not left. I hope surely that he is just merely... You will find him one day. Would you... If perhaps you can leave this place.
5 days we're going to. I've got to keep my mouth shut for 5 days, and we will listen and yes. And she's sort of looking at Kick and Snaggletooth and Lloyd. Yes, we will. We can do this. Yes.
I shan't smile, but I can do some of the other stuff.
Let's pay them a visit then. They must be here already.
Yes. Good. And then he'll, if you can, keep them out of here. But I have cleared out the floorboards. There's nothing there to find any longer. I'm taking the worst of the text with me. Everything left on the shelves is the basic cycle of making. Nothing untoward, nothing that will cause any harm. Tell them your Connor has went for a walk. That he's a drunk. That he probably fell into the river and died. It could be a truth. And he comes over to you and he starts like kind of giving you like weird hugs. And he's like hugging you and like here in the head. And he's like, "Goodbye, my friends."
Big hug from Morgan.
And then he kind of like puts the stuff over his shoulder and he's like carrying. He's got this big pack on. Then he's got like this book, like this book saddle over his shoulder, and he got like what looks like a walking stick, and he affixes like one of like a lantern that Kick made to it. And you see, and he looks at you. 5 days, and then he presses out and goes.
and he's gone.
Oh, how are we going to not lie to these people? How are we going to sit and listen and not let our hearts reveal that we don't trust them?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like a little bitty worm on a big hook right now.
Snaggle, you are the best of us at this. You can. We just saw that when we were on the road. You have people that possibly thought ill of us, and you made them into friends and working on your farm. You can charm anyone. You have good intent in your heart. I don't. I'm suspicious.
But part of what makes it real easy to be friendly is to just put everything out there, you know?
But we can't. We have to just listen and not say the things.
But like, you know, if you always tell the truth, you don't gotta remember what you say, and I ain't got the best memory for thinking on what I said before. It'll be fine. It will be fine.
Lloyd, you'll be okay.
Fine.
You're curious, and curious is fine. That's what Poe said he wanted.
That's a good point.
So be curious.
You look all like official, right? You're the fancy boy. We're gonna put you in charge, I think.
Fine by me. I'm going to tell them to come to the candle shop. They must want candles.
I have work to do in the blacksmiths for the next couple of days anyway. I think.
You're not getting all the way out of this, not leaving all the rest of it just us. You can't just go and
Why
hide for
not?
5 days. We've
Yes,
got
I
a
can.
job to do.
You can listen. If they need to come to a blacksmith, they can come to a blacksmith.
He set us all to it. We've got to.
Actually, that's not a bad way to go about it, because then you're being friendly by offering your services. And because you're trying to do a good job, you're not distracting yourself with the talking.
I'm not good at talking. I'm not interested. I can listen well, but not like you two, Morgan and Snaggletooth, and you can do a lot of talking and a lot of listening. Lloyd is okay, but I'm not. I'll just go. I'll wait to see
Well, I
if they come
suppose
to a
if they see you being your usual grumpy shithead with everyone, then they won't feel like you're treating them any different
I
because
think
you're
there was
just
an
being
extra
who you're
adjective in there
being.
that was unnecessary.
Just be consistent, I suppose.
Aye.
Then it won't be suspicious.
You think it would be fun for the people here to see me smiling? And they're like, what's on that person? It's so many drugs.
The elves, Lloyd, the elves, they told us that our part in this was over and the land would be dead for generations, and then this ship comes and like, what is happening here? This is so. So you would have liked to see the elves and the elk. They were majestic to look at, but they're portents of horrible things.
Well, for what it's worth of what he was hinting at, I only understood about half of it, but it sounds like there's the potential for something that might be able to help out, or they were trying to help before, and things. So, at the end of the day, I guess when we listen to the preacher, we just gotta have faith. And then we just power on. We do a little dance.
No, I see.
And we look at people's buttholes while they do the dance.
I am afraid my line of sight is a bit higher than that.
Yeah. Everyone's suddenly wearing denim.
Yep. But I think maybe we try not to get too into our own heads at the moment. We just gonna make it for 5 days.
For now, we might want to stand out in front of this church just to watch to see what's happening, because there is the crowd, and it is weird that we're not there a bit.
Yep.
But also, then we can stand on the outside so we can keep them out of going in this room.
Well, then we'll just. I'm sure they won't all travel as a herd and go to one place, so we'll kind of divvy up who goes with which group of them. And okay, Lloyd, you're out front.
Let's go join the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys wander out.
Lock the door behind us.
Now you
Look
were
at us being respectful.
I put the door
It's
back
one thing
in
if-
place.
It's one thing if we break in, right? But not those assholes. That's
It's not
different.
really breaking in when you guys do it. You know,
Totally. It's different.
Right.
Let's just break around.
Open invitation.
I've learned that's just how family is, right? That's
Mhm.
That is fair. You've learned it by watching them.
I learned it from you, Mom. I learned it from you.
Learned it from me. What are you talking about? I'm a sweetheart. So are you.
Okay. You head back out. Oh, that's the wrong music. What am I doing? You head back out. That's way too happy music. This is supposed to be creepy music. Sorry. I don't think I have the right track. Okay, so you guys head back out, and you can see everything's like. Remember, there's like the big commons area, and then not too far from it is where the docks are. And so you kind of head over there, and you see there's a huge contingent, and you can see a lot of people starting to back up a little bit, and beginning to spill out into the commons. You see a couple folks, including some young kids. And kids that you would be familiar with, to be honest, because you guys have been here before, and the various folks that you have helped and saved along the night of first fall and such. And you can see Tovis, for instance, and some of like his teenagers have climbed up atop what looks like the non-under construction part of Old Morth's Tavern, and like they're like kind of in the rafters and sort of looking out and like using the rafters almost like tree branches in some way, and they're all watching from up top. And you can see others have come. Like there's definitely people starting to, as word seems to have gotten around. And you see approaching, for those of you who are of decent height, or shove, kind of push back and forth to get a better view. You see a ship that is a small boat, I should say, coming from the ship. And there's probably about 6 or 7, maybe 8 people in it. And you can see that at the very front of the ship, at the very front of that boat that's coming up, there is like this large hulking figure, almost like gargoyle-like in its stillness. At the edge of it, from this distance, you can't tell if it's an actual person or if it's just a fixture of the boat. But you also see there are a couple people that are rowing here and there. And then at the very back of it, you can see that there's a long pole stuck up into the sky, and there's this blooming light coming from it, because everything's dark. It's nighttime at this point. And so this flickering light that has an odd pale glow to it that doesn't quite look like the rich orange glows of your lanterns, it's slowly bringing them up. And you watch as it goes to like the strongest of your docks. And you can see at the end of the dock, there is the mayor and like Dockmaster Smythe and some of the other elders. You can see like your constable and stuff are up there as well. And everything's kind of within, you can hear. Especially once everyone starts like, quiet, shut up, quiet. And you watch as the boat comes up alongside the dock, and a couple of the people who were rowing put their oars back into the boat, and they start to clamber out. And they're all wearing robes that start at the bottom to look kind of dark, almost black. Maybe not quite so, but then they kind of taper up to the shoulders, which are a little bit more silvery in some ways. Both men and women. Looks like there's 6 people who slowly start getting out of the boat, and then they turn back when like Mayor Hild starts to say something, as if we're not the ones to talk to, and they like motion as another figure steps out, and you can see that this guy, tall and kind of slender, or kind of I would say like. He's certainly not an imposing looking physique, but he steps out and he's very, very pallid looking, kind of salt and pepper colored hair. None of them are wearing any kind of like helmet or hat of any kind. They're all kind of clean haired, and steps up towards Mayor Hild and says very loudly, so like everyone on the crowd, in the crowd, and then their voice seems to carry, and says, on behalf of the Twilight Choir in the city of Kerleth, from over the mountains and into the sun, I, Carnor,
Orindenva, bid you greeting. For too long you have been detached from the warmth and song of the choir. We have arrived to remedy this, and we greet you.
And then like everyone's just like cheering, like, hey, how's it going? Da, da, da. Like a bunch of like, really like lowbrow shit is there like kind of shouting out. And like Mare comes up and like shakes hands and stuff. She's like, oh well, I'm Mare Hild. It's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to have you. Conhor. It is my title. You may call me Denva. And like she's like, oh good, I'm Hild. And then like she's like starts introducing various people from the town council and stuff like that. And they're like, hello. And then they all kind of look over to like the other 6 that were rowing, like as if awaiting introduction, but none ever come. And like you realize, those of you who are perceptive, that now that the boat is empty, you realize that that other figure is not a gargoyle. It is not a fixture. It is a massive kind of hulking shape. And you realize it's bigger than you thought it was. But it's kind of crouched down in a way as if it's almost like compacted. And there's this dark robe with a cowl over top of it. And it's just kind of sitting there and looking down. And you can't see like anything other than this large cloth over top of it. And then Mare Hill's like, well, please come into our town. Oh, we'd love to show you around. Let us get you a drink. Let us find you a place to stay, a warm bed. Fill your bellies with food. We'll show you the hospitality of Isfig. And he's like, that would be most appreciative. And then like the procession starts kind of coming in your direction. Is anyone doing anything during this little?
Must be the golem, the singer. Yeah, we have to avoid that.
I would guess that as well, but I think for now we just camouflage in the crowds.
I would say Morgan would maybe go to the tavern and start like, "Hi, we've got to get drinks poured and ready to welcome the visitors," and sort of making sure like when they get there, there's sort of like a round of drinks waiting for them.
Okay. Fortunately, a lot of stuff is still kind of set up from First Fall, so they're still, and like because of what happened inside the tavern, a lot of the furniture has been moved outside, and so people have been using the commons as sort of a makeshift area while repairs are being done on the tavern itself. So, so you head over and you can see various folks kind of getting booze and getting drink and food and hustling about like all terribly. Okay, so Morgan, you're doing that. No roll necessary, I don't think. Is anybody else doing anything as you see the procession start to walk into the crowd and people are kind of like, hello, how's it going? Where'd you, that's a big ship. And like you can see some of the fishers are like, what kind of fish do you catch in that thing? And like all these like really embarrassing questions for the moment are being hurled. Doesn't seem to bother as the older man kind of turns and smiles and laughs. Oh, we don't do fishing in there, but we would love to taste some of your catch. I am sure it is quite rich. And they're like, oh yeah, it is. It is. We get all sorts of big fish around here. We're trying some large barnacles the other day. A really strange taste to that one, kind of chewy. And like, good. And then continues the march on at the awkwardness. Snaggle or Lloyd or Kick, are any of you trying to do anything during this moment as you see the crowds sort of moving?
Maybe catch up with Tovis, because I had left my cart with the stuff that I was initially peddling around during the carnival. Maybe catch up with him if there is something left to it, or if not. If nothing else, just to catch up with Tovis for a little bit.
Okay, so you go over and like you can see he's climbing up and he's like up in the rafter and he's like, hi,
Who are they?
I ain't got no clue, but I tell you what, you get a chance to present yourself all fancy, like, because I put you in charge of that cart, right? Was there anything left?
I mean, there was, but that was like 2 days ago. It's not
that's
much
right.
left now.
Oh, fair enough. Well, if there was, I was
You
going to
wanna
let
come
you
up?
be the ambassador.
No, I don't think Mayor Hild would let me do that.
I'm joking.
Constable Fenric. Hey, you wanna come up? I got a sight of everything. There's a big thing in the boat still.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
got
yeah.
glowy eyes.
And he's
No.
like reaching down, kind of pulling it.
No, come on up. Come on up.
All right.
"Grrr." And like one of his other teenage friends like grabs you and like kind of helps pull you up. You just get like a little wedgie or something like that as you get pulled up. Like,
Look at it. Watch. It moves. Look at it real close.
and you just see like he's got this view on this shadow that's just sitting there. And there's a few people lingering about at the dock, and a couple are getting close. You can see like, you know, dumb drunken fishers are kind of getting kind of close to it, and like they're shouting out like, hey, you want to come out? You want some food? Are you thirsty?
I don't think you can hear anything. I don't. Like maybe. Are you unable to hear what we're saying? Maybe they don't speak the language.
And like you see this is all happening, and the whole time whatever it is just sitting there. And then at a certain point their head kind of tilts up slightly, and you see these glowing kind of purplish eyes underneath the cowl.
Oh, what on Maker's name is that? Okay, you don't want nothing. That's fine.
And they start like backpedaling away from the dock.
Ooh. I don't like to call myself soft or nothing, but can I be honest with you, Tovis? That makes me a mite nervous.
What the hell is it?
It seems like something that I'm going to be very polite to our guests and stay away from. All at the same time.
What's this?
And he's like pointing at your. I don't know, where did you get your brand? Did you actually put a specific place?
I at some
You
point
think
I think
about
we mentioned it because we said it was on my neck when I was hiding it from my mom.
Okay,
So
so we'll say that.
What happened to you?
oh,
He's like pointing at your neck.
I'm embarrassed. I got burned.
What by?
It's hard to even explain. I had weird dreams, and it's nothing you need to worry about. I'm all right, but you remember that. Don't you worry about it none, okay? I'm okay. And my friends, my family showed up. You never did meet Big Jim, did you? Big Jim's
No.
big now.
Huh.
Yeah. No, it's
I
just been
don't-
a ton of stuff, and like I was helping out Miss Delilah, and it's just been a turn of events. I tell you, it's just one thing after the other, but that's okay. That's what we do when problems present themselves to us. We get shoulder to shoulder, we buckle up, and we take care of it. But you know what? You, as big and grown as you are, you still deserve just a little bit of that free time to not have to worry about things of that nature. And I'm sorry for putting that on you. Not fair to me. You have a good time. You got yourself a good spot here.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry you got burned.
It's all right.
I'd like to meet you. You know, if I can, I'll meet your family. You know, that'd be nice.
I mean, if you get an inkling too, and your family ain't too put out, I mean, they are a good time. They're a rowdy bunch, but you might have a good time with them.
Okay.
You are officially welcome, just so you know.
Okay.
You make
He's
Tovis
like-
and Jimbo best friends.
Could be.
The next generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after this team wipes out, you get to do one.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about Lloyd? Anything you were doing during like that procession as everyone kind of moving towards the center of town?
Yeah, I'd follow the procession in, try to shout my questions in to see if any of them catch their attention.
Okay. What kind of questions do you ask?
Things like, where are you coming in from? How far away is it? You need candles? Come by the Grovers.
Okay. Give me a check. Give me roll something else. See if you shouted a question in a manner that caught someone's attention.
Thanks for doing
got
this long. I
curious.
was really worried I would have to try for
Okay.
this.
Something about our village because they're in it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I'll take that. What else you got?
And we're gathering at the square. Everyone's here.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, we are. We are doing that.
Hey.
Very applicable. I'm going to switch that out one of these days. Make it more useful. Okay. Got it. Give it a roll.
9. It's a mixed.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely get their attention. He stops so you can see as the main figure is moving, the other 6 fall in behind in very precise order. And they're all kind of following as he is at the head of this procession, talking with the mayor and like with the constable and various other people on the council and such, probably your friend Morgan. And he's kind of moving up and you kind of shout these questions and he stops for a second and you see his head just sort of slowly turns in your direction. And he says, "Dear boy, we come from Careleth. Does that mean anything to you?"
I've never heard of it. Is it a nice place?
And he this big smile comes on his face. "Oh, it is the most beautiful city on the continent. Would you like to see it someday?"
I'd love to see it. I've been in Isvik for a while. More lovely than Isvik.
Well, you have a very charming village, but you have not seen beauty, nor heard beauty, until you visited the coral halls and heard the voice of the Maker himself echo through the windows. And then he pauses for a second. Do you have a coral hall here? Do you people practice?
Or hall. I mean, we've got something along those lines. It's kind of rough along the edges.
Oh. Do you have a connoisseur here as well? Or a father? Or a matron?
We had one. I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, well, that's a pity. Oh, is it someone from your community? Someone who felt the call of the Maker to duty?
Not sure what feeling the call means, but yes, he's been with us since I've lived here.
Oh. Well, I would very much like to meet a fellow man of Twilight.
If he
Is
shows
he
up, I'm
here
sure he'd
now?
love to meet you too.
Well, that is... Do you think this is something that you can arrange? I would very much like to have a conversation.
I know where he practices, but if he shows up, I'll send him your way.
Oh. He has a hall. I would very much like to visit it.
Yes, we'll show you all of Isvig. Anything you'd like to see.
Oh, well. As thirsty as I am in my fellow brothers and sisters are, we are first and foremost children of the Maker. We have not made proper prayer for quite some time. Not in a
a blessed hall. We would be most curious and obliged if you could show us to this place. And
This late at night, aren't you tired from your travels?
when you are on the open sea, night and day means something different. No, the excitement of the arrival is coursing through us. Mr.
You can call me Lloyd Grover.
Mr. Grover. Wonderful.
I'd
And
be happy to show you.
would you, well, Mayor Hill, yeah? Would you mind if we could take a brief detour? Saika. Well, I guess that's all right. I suppose it's fine. I don't know if Poe's around. I mean, honestly, he's probably already drinking right now. Poe. Oh yeah, that's it's the fella that Lloyd's talking about. Runs he calls it the House of the Two.
And like, Lloyd, you're a curious person. You made a roll. Give me another one for like reading somebody.
Okay. I'll do curious, point out peculiarities.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 for reading, I think.
Okay. Yeah, give that a go.
Oh, I got a 6.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't quite click. Like his like for us, like, you know, for long would be able to see that this guy like reacted to something that was just said. But you don't quite pick up on exactly what it was. Well, I would very much like to meet this Poe, and I would very much like to see this House of the Two. I go, sure, we can do that. Lloyd, you know the way. Your friends, go ahead, send them on that way.
I mean, I only know the guy because he's been here for a while, but yeah, I can show the way.
Okay. So do you start leading them?
Yeah, they'll find it eventually, so might as well.
Okay. So you start leading the way. Morgan, you're setting up drinks.
I'm just waiting, like, patiently for these
they
people to
pass
come.
right by you.
Like, they're thirsty. They're thirsty?
You just keep moving past. Snaggletooth is up with Tovis,
crap.
so I know where he's at. What is Kick up to?
So Kick knows she's not good at social stuff. So she is going to kind of watch Lloyd do this, watch him sort of yell questions, which she like, okay, so he's getting that done. That's great. Then I'll get prepared in another way. And she's going to go back to her blacksmith cart and she's going to move it to the outskirts next to where the mountains are, which she's been in the village for a while, but she's also not from here. So this is usually like the villagers know that this indicates she's longing for home and is probably going to travel soon. And she'll get in, start sort of getting the forge going, heat it up for the first time in several days. I think we're going to need some weapons. She's going to try to make swords for the first time, or other things.
So as we see Kick like off on her own, getting the forge kicking up, sort of trying to remember how to make weapons specifically, or maybe you've read about it, or maybe you've seen it made before, because there's weapons. It's not like weapons don't exist. It's just there's not that many of them, not in that kind of way. We see the procession take this little detour, and we're now at the oft knocked in doors of Poe, and we see his House of the Two and your new friend, this priestly fellow. It is a humble place, but any place that is reference to our lawmaker. And he kind of trails off. And then you see Mayor Hild gets up and goes to like knock on the door. Hey, Poe! Hey, we got someone here. We got one of your people. Poe? I'm sorry. He's kind of you know. He's like, she makes the drinking sound. And no, that is fine. One moment. And then you see he like reaches underneath like his shirt and he kind of pulls out what almost looks like this crystal whistle. And he just kind of blows this long, high-pitched note that kind of makes some of your, like, if you're nearby, like your eye kind of twitches from it. And Snaggletooth and Tovis from up where they're at in the rafters, you see as like this figure that was in the boat and like these other folks that are stepping away suddenly stands up. And when you see they stand up. Like you thought the elves were tall. You thought this thing's like 9-10 feet tall. And you see it step out of the boat, and suddenly, like, there's Dogmeister Smith. Like, and then the big creature just doosh, 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 doosh. You see the dock itself begin to kind of wobble a little bit from the weight of this thing. And as he starts like stepping past, like into the alleyways and the roads, people spread and kind of move off to the sides. Doosh, doosh, doosh. And then eventually it catches up with the procession. And you see these hands come up. They're made of like crystal or glass. And they kind of come out from what looks like these long, thick robes. And when it pulls back, what you see is this large golem-like head, this big dome of some kind. And it's like the width of it is bigger than the height of it. And then you see this glowing light begin to get brighter and brighter and brighter. And the priest turns to you again, Lloyd. And you said you are friendly with the man inside of this place.
I mean, he hasn't caused me any problems.
I see. He looks up towards this large crystal figure and just kind of nods. And you see the crystal figure just steps up onto the steps of the House of Two and without any effort pushes the door open, much like it's been done so many times before. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to stop there for the night.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh. I did not expect just like this is the first place on the tour of Isfig. That is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yep. I mean,
wow.
I mean, if you're like, you know, a bishop or something, you're kind of coming to a small town, you might ask for where the church is, right? Especially if there's only 15 minutes left in the stream. So then you definitely go there first. And you know you're off next week.
Yeah.
So like you want to end on a cool moment. Probably is. Anyhow.
That golem was freaking cool. For sure.
His name is Steve.
Stephen Huckleberry.
Stephen it's called Huckle Steve. Huckle Steve.
Okay.
Yeah. He's your Huckle Stever.
Oh, no.
There we go. All right. Let's do a couple closing plugs. We'll get out of here. Let's see. Let's actually talk about Huckleberry. Why don't we talk about that? Our friend Steven has been making a game. It's called Huckleberry. And guess what? It's up on freaking BackerKit right now. So if you're watching this or if you're listening to this, you should hop on over onto BackerKit. You should look for Huckleberry RPG, a Weird West RPG, and you should back it. And there's all sorts of awesome goodies. There's dice trays. There's like cards, like decks of cards that look really freaking awesome. There's like a big old war bag and stuff where you can put all your stuff in if you're a GM kind of carrying things around. And there's like physical cool copies of this stuff. So you should go do it. It's pretty awesome. I did. Who else here did? I'm going to call everyone out. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, Never mind. That wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. Okay. Anyhow, go back. It'd be great.
We all did. You should too.
Streaming wise, come back tomorrow night. We're going to play some Magnus Archives. I think finishing up Magnus Archives. I think we got our finale tomorrow night. Saturday this week, we're playing Huckleberry because Steven is forcing me to run Huckleberry. Like I said, Steven, I think you should probably do it. And he's like, no, shut up. And I'm like, oh. All right. So I'm running Huckleberry for us. So we're going to play through some Huckleberry. We're going to play through a scenario that I got to write, that he let me write about Pride and Prejudice. It's called Veils and Vengeance. So we're going to do that. Then Monday, I think we might do some more We're in Danger. If I have a crew, we're going to see how that goes. He was around. Tuesday, Kipser, what are we playing?
We are running Hardwired Island, which is where we have a bunch of cyberpunk millennials with rollerblades that need to paint the sky. That makes sense if you watch the show.
Yeah, we're gonna rock climb the planet.
That's the other thing that came out of that. Yep.
Yep. We're rock climbing the planet. I'm
Thanks.
We are.
Long for rock climbing so that when Jeff is playing you, that is what came out.
Yeah. It worked out really well, I think. I think all along I got to use finances because you're good at finances. That's one of my skills. It's like you do like stuff with money. And so I got to do stuff
roll
with
off
money.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, found all sorts of
roll dice on it.
Money moving secrets.
It's super easy to make Long look really good in that game because all I ever do is roll well.
5s and 6s.
I think you failed to roll like the first session and haven't failed to roll.
That's awesome.
Like it is insane.
Yeah.
4, 5s, and 6s. It's the only numbers.
Yep.
Anyhow, so coming out with that, and then we're off next Thursday for we don't got any Legendinthemist for 2 weeks, so we're gonna have a little extra long break for this one, but we'll be back soon enough and figure out which one of these yokels is going to die first. But that's it. Have a great rest of the night. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Night
Very
all.
well.